Vishnu Joshi, and this is my version of Lab9, the traffic controller. So for my traffic controller, I had 6 different states. The first state, which I labeled as S0, and they go through S5 for me, was green on academic and red on bravado. Then I cycled to left on academic, red on bravado, yellow on academic, red on bravado, and then I changed to red on academic, green on bravado, red on academic, turned left on bravado, red on academic, yellow on bravado, and then I restart the cycle at S0 again. So in order to change from having the first state of S0 to the next state of S1, which is turning on academic and red on bravado, we need to change the fact that cars going east on academic and west or west on academic to both being 0. I'll display this now. As we can see, the cars will begin to cycle. So I will start at the next phase now. So the next phase of my state machine is when both north on bravado and south on bravado are 0, which is why we see my traffic controller going to yellow. To prove that this works, we'll change this to something else when it cycles back to this state. As we can see, turn left on academic and red on bravado holds. And one major function of my traffic controller is the don't cares. So in this situation, if we do anything with west on academic or east on academic, nothing will happen, as we can see below, because these are don't care values. And some other examples of this can be seen in my truth table. So now to proceed to my next state, simply we just have to change north on bravado and south on bravado both to 0. As we can see, it cycled to yellow, and I won't talk about this too much, but yellow will immediately turn to red, just like a typical traffic light. This is because the yellow light is only dependent on the clock, which is always running. So now we're at S3, which is going to be red on academic and green on bravado. So we will have, we'll let this cycle to that state. Sorry, I was just unsure of my own inputs there for a second. But in order to go from this state to the next state, which is turning on bravado, the sensors have to realize that no more cars are going forward anymore on this street. So when both north on bravado and south on bravado are both equal to 0, we will enable the turn left function. And I'll hold that immediately just for time's sake. So now the reason we are holding turn left on bravado and red on academic is because now sensors are noticing cars going west on academic and or east, as you can see, east on academic, which means cars are turning left. In order to move to the next state of the cycle, which is yellow on bravado, both of these values have to go to 0. Another example of don't cares is seen when sensors going up and down on bravado are both on or off. This will not affect the turn left on bravado and red on academic state because they are don't cares. Again, since the next state is a yellow, it will immediately cycle to red on bravado. And then I'll show you that when there's no cars on the road, my state machine will simply go through every single state. The reason we can see this occurring is because of the presence of registers. When certain inputs into the register are present, we have to wait for a change in the clock when the clock reaches a high value for this value to be pushed through. When this value is pushed through, it is called our next state value, and this is what is actually affecting the LED lights. When we hold a certain input value, some of these output values will stay the same until something else prompts it to change. This is all due to registers and the Boolean logic shown on the left. One of the main concepts to keep in mind is that all of these are based on our initial state machine that we drew out first. Without this state machine, we can't make any logical progression towards a solution. Thank you.